guys. Today we're going to be concentrating God's gift to man, hydrogen peroxide. The way we're going to do this is by evaporating off water, not boiling it, because hydrogen peroxide boils before water. Hydrogen peroxide decomposes before water boils. And we're just going to leave it at 60 C for a couple hours until it's at 1/3 of the volume. And it's at 30%. Got this off Amazon. Ignore the state of the garage. Got some of this. And I'm just going to show you guys how you're supposed to do this. It's kind of messy. Let me just clean this up really quick. Sorry about the inconvenience. Huh. What's this thing doing? Looks worthless. The fuck is this? I remember making this shit. Whee! Yeah! I usually use this bench for welding. Just gonna fill this up with H2O2 and be back to you. So, one thing, don't do this at home unless you know exactly what you're doing. I'm just an idiot that really wants some concentrated hydrogen peroxide. So, first of all, if you're going to do this, which you shouldn't, get your goggles. This shit goes in your eyes, you're going to have to call a fucking doctor and explain what you're doing. You don't want that. Okay, so just put your goggles on. I'm just doing this behind the camera. Okay, goggles are on. Next step. Ignore the boiling flask. He's committed crimes. Respirator is optional. What's not optional are gloves if you have an open cut on your hand, which I have a fuck ton of. So just take your gloves, stick them on. Regular blue nitrile gloves will do. You're not dealing with anything that can melt through, plastics, polyplastics. So any glove will really do, but I just like the nitrile ones because I like to treat, everything with care, right? So gloves and goggles are the most important. Then make sure if you're doing this in an enclosed space, open up the windows, right? Hello. Fine. Anyways, open up the windows. Don't get anything in your eyes or on open cuts. Lab coat is good for this sort of thing because it stops it from getting on your forearms, open cuts in your forearms. You don't want that. Stings. Process that's going on here is the water evaporates. But the hydrogen peroxide doesn't because it has 150 degrees C boiling point, but water has 100 degrees. But hydrogen peroxide actually decomposes before water boils. So what we want going on here is water evaporating, hydrogen peroxide not doing so much, and getting concentrated. We're going to do 300 mils down to 100. This is actually 12% H2O2, but it should be fine. Got my lab coat. Gonna put that on. The lab coat on. You just want to button it up so that it's nice and flush to your gloves. And goggles, make sure they're on before you start this. Hydrogen peroxide really isn't worth wearing a mask for. If you're doing something wrong, what will happen is the hydrogen peroxide will just decompose into water vapor and oxygen. It's not the best for you, but you're not going to need anything special for this, If you think something's going wrong, just turn the power off, right? You've got a thermometer for this. UK winters, 0.4. It's not the best. Just going to fill this up, right? We're ready to pour the peroxide now. I'm going to try to keep you guys a nice view. really hope I don't break my glass. Right now. Fuck. This is, kind of fucked up. Kind of messed up, you know. I am going to put my mask on whilst I pour it and stuff, because I just think, like, nah, I can't. I just thought, like, you know, you don't want it splashing in your mouth, right? Just going to pour out 300 mils and then evaporate it off, right? I've got a feeling that's going to fall over. Shit. It was only my phone that was going to fall over. It's pretty perfect 200 mil. That's not 300 yet. That is pretty much perfect on 300. So, I'll tell you what, right? Shit went everywhere. Probably lost like 50 mils. Just to the fucking air, you know? Anyways. So I'm going to turn on the stirring. Till we start to see a nice vortex. Not too much, you know, because that fucking shit happens. Chemistry isn't always like what you see in the Nile Red videos. Fucking star bar goes everywhere and shit. Yeah, that can stay like that. Okay, and then you want to take your thermometer and just dip it into your solution right there. Okay, and you can see it's about 10 degrees right now. So what you want to do, you just want to put on the heat, but just barely. These aren't instructions, by the way, and that might seem like it, but you absolutely should not do this if you don't know what you're doing. Then the mantle will start to heat up, and eventually we'll start to see that go to 60 degrees is about where you want it. I'll see you back when that gets up to 60. Okay, so I've been able to get the temperature to a stable 60 degrees-ish. Should be just like doing what's doing. The fucking thing is having a spaz. I don't know, man. It says -1. It's definitely not -1. I think I've been able to get to a stable 60, but I don't fucking know when it says this shit. Why is it doing this? Yeah, look, stable 60, something like that. It's concentrating. Just leave it for half an hour now, I guess. It's at 60. It's giving me, like, the proper reading is 60 odd, and it's just been staying like that. Gonna wait 5 minutes, stays like that. I'll come back in half an hour and see how much it's concentrated. See you then, guys. So it's been like half an hour, and I can see that it's decreased by about 10 mils. So what I've done is I've just turned this up just like a touch and stirring up a little, and I'm just stirring and boiling, and the temperature's still fucked. And I'll see back to you when it's like 250. It's like decently concentrated. It's just gonna hover around 60, 70. Yeah, you can see it's been evaporating pretty well. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for a bit and come back to it in a while. when it's at 250. So it's been about 2 hours. It's gone from 300 to about 200 mil. The temperature is, I think, what did that say? $71 degrees? I think it's at about 70 degrees here. So I'm not going to touch it because I think what it's doing is good here. I'm going to have to leave this for another like 3 hours because this took ages. But yeah, I'll just have to see you in a hot minute, I guess. It's just you guys' reminder to always be careful when handling peroxides and wear gloves. Because I was just screwing on the lid, not really paying any attention without any gloves on, you know. A couple hours later, wasn't wearing anything because it takes way too long to have gloves on the whole time. Be pulling with sweat, you know. And it's like shiny, it's like bleached my skin white. It doesn't hurt at all. It's just why you should always wear gloves when handling things. And definitely eye protection. Yeah. Guys, so this is the finished concentrated hydrogen peroxide. Up to, it should be 36%, but the azeotrope of hydrogen peroxide and water is at 30%. So this will be 30%, maybe 25, depending on if I accidentally boiled off some H2O2. But yeah, you can see it's at 100. And I'm going to show you guys how this works as a rocket monopropellant in the future. Stay safe and, you know, enjoy your concentrated hydrogen peroxide.